What are you about to do right now? I am going to give my updated opinion of Lana Del Rey. I have a bit of history with Lana Del Rey, if you will. One of my biggest videos that I've ever created was about her. I would say this is a bit of an update because my opinion of her has taken a nosedive. First, I want to do the comment shout out. Yes, Catboy is back. If he was a real person, he would be late. Catboy is back. But the main point is I have been 100% on point with my 2021 schedule, except for that one time. Thank you, commenters, and thank you, viewers, for recognizing. Lana Del Rey is an American indie singer who at this point seems determined to be known for everything but her singing. The last 4 or 5 times I've seen her in the news, it's been over something overwhelmingly negative. In my video, which I'm here to retract, I went with the attention grab angle. I was like, maybe she is just really good at, drumming up controversy. Now I'm going with the racist and problematic angle. So the first thing happened a couple months ago. Lana Del Rey held an event inside of Barnes & Noble's during COVID, and she wasn't wearing a real mask. Lana Del Rey meets with fans at surprise book signing event for her collection of poetry at Barnes & Noble in LA. That's a non-essential event. She proceeded to take photos with fans all up in their face, completely violating social distancing. The point of wearing a mask is so that you are not giving COVID-19 to everyone that you are walking past. It doesn't really seem like a mask designed to stop COVID from happening. It just seems like you have put a lattice fence around your mouth. To put on a mask that has these holes in it and then take photos with fans, this is life-threatening, what she's doing right here. This student paper called Lana out in an online article saying Lana Del Rey wore a mesh mask. What now? It was just a basic recap of criticisms that Lana Del Rey has received. It feels too early to call the shots on where Lana Del Rey is heading. Popular opinion sways too easily to know with any certainty. I think this is surprisingly poignant. It didn't really demonize Lana Del Rey, even though I'm perfectly fine with demonizing somebody for not wearing a mask and holding a non-essential event and taking photos with fans, invading their personal space and violating social distancing. I guess tired of people calling her out. 1 month later, she posts this statement right here. Great article. The mask had plastic on the inside. They're commonly sewn in by stylists these days. I don't generally respond to articles because I don't care, but there you go. Same goes for everyone's masks in my video. I'm lucky enough to have a team of people who can do that. We are expected to believe that this mask has a plastic lining. Look at this. Where is the plastic? Miss Del Rey, Miss Grant. Okay, hold on. We have the poll going right now. Literally nobody in chat believes her. We are at a 99%. And lurkers out there, I feel your energy. I know you don't believe her either. We've come to the conclusion that she's capping. Big kappa, lot of cap. Tired of people capping. I know I've been making jokes, but we are talking about a celebrity who held a non-essential event to promote her book without wearing a proper mask and then proceeded to lie about it, allegedly. This is on the level of Jake Paul and inviting the whole block over into their mansion. Unlike those events, Lana has involved her actual fans who are just excited to see her. The second thing I want to talk about is the album cover. This is the album cover, okay? In my opinion, it's not problematic. It's just awful. It's so dark. It has the energy of like those creepy Perfect Housewife paintings. I know this is a thing she's intentionally doing, but this is the worst aesthetic. It gives me very much, oh dear, did you hear? Civil rights are happening. I sure hope the FBI does something about it. That gosh darn Martin Luther King Jr. Can someone please explain to me, anyone on her team did not go to image adjustments, go down to those neutrals and bump those up a little bit? Would it have killed her to just pop a little bit of light? That being said, the album cover is relatively harmless. It's just scary because of the energy. Even naming your album Chemtrails Over the Country Club, when chemtrails refers to a conspiracy theory that the government is leaving chemicals in the sky. It's anti-science. This is where it got problematic. People were calling her out for this, but they weren't making it about race. Immediately after posting this, she said, I also want to say that with everything going on this year, and no, this was not intended, these are my best friends since you're asking today. As it happens when it comes to my amazing friends and this cover, yes, there are people of color on this record's picture. My beautiful friend Valerie from Del Rio, Mexico, my dearest friend Alex, and my gorgeous friend Dakota Rain, as well as my sweetheart Tatiana. Did we ask? I will point out, there's not a black person in sight. You're not legally required to put people other than conventionally attractive, thin, white passing women on your album cover. In 11 years working, I've always been extremely inclusive without even trying to. My best friends are rappers. My boyfriends have been rappers. I'm not the one storming the Capitol. I'm literally changing the world by putting my life and thoughts and love out there on the table 24/7. Respect it. I feel like there's a lot to unpack here. It's not a defense. You can marry a black person for all I care. And fun fact, you could still be racist. It has nothing to do with the proximity to people of color that you have in your life. People say, I have black friends, as if that's a choice that they made. You don't have a choice. You live in a country commonly described as a melting pot. You can't exist in the world and not know a black person. So it's not some sort of badge that you have black friends. That's just a benefit of living in a country that has other people in it. Let's please talk about this right here. My best friends are rappers. My boyfriends have been rappers. This is a gross statement to say under the context of an invented fantasy you created in which you're being called out for not being inclusive. You basically have just said, I'm friends with rappers, a word that you're substituting for black people, by the way. And I've had sexual relations with rappers. What the heck does that have to do with whether or not you're a racist? It was like here, and she took it up here. It was mildly cringy, but she was like, what if I was actually just racist? She literally said, hey, I'm not a terrorist, but also you should thank me for existing. What the heck does this have to do with storming the Capitol? And how the heck is Lana Del Rey changing the world? She has literally just used people of color, threw them under the bus, all her real life friends, by the way, turned it into a race issue. It turned into a story and wound up in Fox News and BuzzFeed and all these other places that honestly had no business reporting this. She literally intentionally turned it into a race issue for clout for her album rollout. In my original Lana Del Rey video, I said, I don't think she's doing this on purpose. I said, I don't think that she was purposely using black outrage to sell her album. But now I just want to go on record and say, yes, Lana Del Rey uses people of color to get clicks because she knows if she says the wrong things, people will do what I'm doing right now. And she gets album promo out of it. It's bizarre behavior. So now I have one more thing that I want to call her out for. The Capitol riots. So Lana Del Rey got quoted in this complex article. This article is taking her BBC interview and they are quoting it. So Lana Del Rey goes on to say she doesn't believe Trump purposely incited the riots. Lana said she felt the country needed Trump to happen and that he was not aware his words would incite a riot. This is her direct quote. The madness of Trump, as bad as it was, it really needed to happen. We really needed a reflection of our world's greatest problem, which is not climate change. It's actually sociopathy and narcissism, especially in America. It's going to kill the world. It's not capitalism, it's narcissism. He doesn't know that he's inciting a riot, and I believe that. I think this gave us the opportunity to see where our level of mental health is at. So she responded on Twitter, what I was describing with the BBC was that Trump is so significantly impaired that he may not know what he was doing due to his significant lack of empathy, and the wider ranging problem is the issue of sociopathy and narcissism in America. Choosing to blame it on these two problems, I think, is bizarre and very intentional. I'll say it again, I don't appreciate the larger magazines taking my well-intentioned and, believe it or not, liberal comments out of context. It's actually what I sing about quite often. It's what I've been condemned for saying. Every time she gets called out, she reverts back to, well, actually, I'm liberal and you guys are misinterpreting me. A woman still can't get mad, right? Even when a mob mentality tries to incite. It's so clear in her BBC Radio 1 article that she purposely said statements that were vague enough to sound like they're saying, oh, you know, climate change, capitalism is not that big of a deal. I mean, did Donald Trump even really know he was inciting riots? And then when she got called out for her exact words, she went back and was like, well, no, I was just saying he didn't do it on purpose because he was so bad. At this point, I can confidently say Lana Del Rey totally was exactly what people were saying. Anti-intelligence, being accidentally maybe racist, it's not it. I've said this about other people I've talked about in my videos before, but I would love to reiterate it here. If it seems like everyone in the entire world has a problem with you specifically, that might be the time to evaluate whether or not you are causing the problems there. Her and her ride or dies seem convinced that everyone has a bone to pick with her. If you get to the point where you're becoming more well known for your controversy than your actual music, maybe it's time to rethink your PR strategy a bit. I'll be here all week, folks, at 2 p.m. Central Time. If it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm uploading a new video here. If it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, that means I'm going live over on Twitch. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I'll see you tomorrow. Unless, of course, tomorrow is Sunday, in which case, just watch this video again. Okay, bye.